Okay, welcome back to Peru, where we are heading out of Cincha Alta on a beautiful, crisp summer's morning, 28 degrees Celsius, perfect riding temperature. And we're going to be heading up into the mountains today. So the first thing we have to do is negotiate the town, and then we'll be up into the mountains for some twisty roads. So I'm sure you don't really want to see the town bit, more later. Okay, so here we are, heading towards, as you can see, the mountains in Peru. Landscape is changing already as we head a little bit inland, a little bit more agriculture again. Get some twisty roads. Well, I say twisty, we've just got a couple of bends so far, but enough to keep me occupied. It's an absolutely glorious day. 29.5 degrees. All the group is ahead because I'm tail end Charlie, with the van still being in Lima. The news from there is good. We have sourced the tyre for David's bike. I've already seen photographs of it being fitted to the wheel, so they will hopefully be joining us again at the hotel tonight and ready to continue the journey tomorrow. In the meantime, we're heading into more rugged country, sparsely populated, and once again the landscape is evolving as we now make our way east up into the hills. The next few days will see us first in Ayachuco and then Abanque, before arriving in Olete Tambo, which is the jump off point for those doing the Machu Picchu trip. So 3 more riding days, and then we get a bit of a rest day while most of the group are up in Machu Picchu. I'll be catching up on admin. But in the meantime, it looks like another great day's riding here in Peru. Okay, so here we are going up the valley now towards the mountains. We're actually travelling through Pisco wine region, so I don't know whether you can see, but we've got vineyards on some sides. There's a lot of other crops growing as well. Nice river running up the valley here. But some of these little bodegas are growing the Pisco grape. It's advertised pretty much at the roadside, but we're on this absolutely fantastic road. Look at this scenery, it's very desert, but the valley itself is quite green, because of course there's the river providing irrigation for crops. As always, when you follow a river, you tend to get an exquisite ribbon of tarmac. Which just winds its way up through this spectacular landscape. It's just great fun on a bike like this. Caught somebody up. Looks like Ducati Steve. At least he's on the right road for a change. Yes, I have it. He's the only person I know that can get lost on a straight road. Did it again yesterday, drove into the centre of Lima when the instructions were very clear just to follow the Pan American south. So obviously out enjoying himself. Now the only thing is with today, with the van being behind us, I need to hang back. He's obviously enjoying himself. I'm not sure what the body movement to the outside of the bend is for. Tarmac riding, so on a tarmac road you lean to the inside of the bend, not the outside. Otherwise the bike is leaning further than it needs to. On a dirt road it's slightly different. You do steer the bike more with your feet and your body weight. Well, there you go. Anyway, you can tell some of my antics, because I do have to stick behind whilst the van's behind us, just in case anybody has an incident. But there you go, you can see the rows of vines growing down in the valley there. Look like vines. It's quite a contrast to the green of the valley bottom and the barren rock, desert-like rocks and hills around. Quite beautiful. Okay, welcome back to the valley that we're heading up. Excuse me. And we've got Dickie up ahead, in a much more sedate mood than the last time I followed him. We're just enjoying this incredible ride up this beautiful valley. It really is quite beautiful this morning. We pass a lot of pisco vineyards, and now we're sort of wending our way ever higher. These are the sort of roads that just make you glad to be alive. Riding a motorcycle on roads like these is just an absolute joy. I'll let you ride along with me for a minute or two. You can admire the scenery the same way I am. Road like this winds its way all the way up, twisting through the gaps in the mountains, taking you past these little hamlets. People who spend their entire lives up in these hills, and yet for one fleeting glimpse we get an insight into the way they live as we ride past. Right, I'll leave me to enjoy it. Welcome to the high mountains of Peru. So we've reached the top of the valley and we've climbed steadily up into the mountains. Now we're at probably about 12,000 feet, I think. Still following Dickie on a very leisurely, lovely ride today. It's just the right sort of pace for a day like today. Just take in the views. Try not to take air off the speed humps. You'll notice the hats are changed. We've got little flat ones now. Gone are the chimney style hats that we had a little bit earlier on, and the pork pie hats before that. Yes, here we are. Yeah, we're just over 12,000 feet, 12,085 feet up. So we've gone all the way from sea level to 12,000 feet so far today. I'm trying to get you a view down the valley, but I can't quite easily do it. Oh, hello, police. Bit random, isn't it? Police checkpoint at 12,000 feet. But there you go. I didn't want to see either Dickie or me. But isn't it beautiful? Just pootling along. Okay, as you can see, we are now up quite high in the Peruvian mountains. Oh, up ahead we got RBD and Andre, but we've just climbed even more and see if we can. There's a lot of potholes about and things are getting a little bit squirrely. I don't want to be messing with the GPS too much, but here we are. That's not going to tell me. No, it's been doing different things than it usually does. So anyway, we are, I would estimate, because the last stop we were at 12,850 feet and we've climbed quite considerably since then. So I think we're probably topping out at 14,000 feet at the moment. A little settlement up here. But as you can see, it's sort of right up there, proper high. The area's thin. When you stop, you'll notice that you're slightly short of breath. It's slightly difficult to get a full breath because of the altitude. But when you're riding the bike, it's actually not that bad. But I think obviously at these altitudes they don't maintain the roads quite as well, so we end up with some serious rough bits and potholes and dirt stretches just to keep you on your toes. Flashing a greeting, I assume. Don't think he's warning me of police speed traps up here. As you can see, we've come a long way up, so we're now at the top of these mountains.